Hey guys, I'm on my way to the store. I just thought I'd make a little video for y'all. Anything else y'all need to know about me or y'all want to know about me, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Right now, what I do for a living, I install floors. That's what I do for a living, and it's pretty good, I guess. I like it. I love what I do, actually. Um, there's some days where there's like work for 3 days or 2 days. But hey, work is work, man, and you just got to stay on the ball and keep on keeping on, you know. And what else? A little bit more about me is I used to work at a prison, and I did that for like 3 years, 3.5 years. I started when I was like 19 years old, and I liked it. It was a different experience. When I went in, it was more than what I expected. Doing the whole the PT test, everything, and actually going through shift, because once you go in and you're hired, you go in as OJT, so you're basically shadowing um, with the actual COs. Don't really have a say in and whatever, and some of them try to throw you under the bus and belittle you. But if you got a tough heart and you know what you're there for, and you're gonna get your job done, you're gonna be all right. But the most about that is that I'm working at a maximum security place, so nobody really cares whether they kill you or they don't. And I shouldn't really say that, but it's the sad truth. You're there, you're working in a bad place. Let alone I was working in AdSeg, so I've seen a lot of stuff, and some stuff I wish I didn't see. But I made a couple friends, a lot of friends, a lot of friends. But what I would do is just basically work, the 12 hours, or if there were because somebody lost something, we would stay there for 16 hours while second shift was already there. 16 hours straight. And they let us out because they couldn't find it anymore. 16 hours, hella tired. Just take a shower when they get out, right? Take a shower, go to sleep, wake up, go back to work. And on my fourth day, obviously, I was just fucking, tired, really tired. But it was what it was, And going into my second year, my third year, one of those years, I ended up moving to Garza West unit back in Beeville, Texas. And I know there was this one time I used to eat the egg cheese sandwiches all the fucking time. I would eat them all the time. And there was this one time, it was on my Friday, which was my fourth day, right? It could be Wednesday, and I call it my Friday because that was my weekend. Anyway, I ate like 4 of them. We're off or whatever, and holy shit, this 18-wheeler just almost hit the other vehicle in front of us. Anyway, just gotta pay attention. So, like I said, I ate 4 of them while I get home, because it was like a 2.5 hour drive back to the valley. So as I get home, I take a shower, right? And I'm about to go to sleep. And I start feeling weird. Like, I'm laying down, I'm moving side to side. Sorry about that. I'm moving side to side, and I can't get comfortable. I start feeling bubbles in my stomach. And I said, something's not right. Something's wrong with me. So I get up. As soon as I get up, I just start throwing up. Bad. Like, I just start throwing up. It was black. And I was like, fuck, man. It sucks. So anyway, I go lay down in the living room. Well, not in the living room. I actually go sit down in the living room. And I sit down. I just feel super dizzy. Like, just nauseous, right? So I throw up again. And I'm like, man. I get up and go to the restroom, and I had diarrhea, so I start, it's it's all black too, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? I ended up telling my girlfriend, hey, I need to go home. I need to go home. Ace. I mean, I need not home. I need to go to the hospital. My bad, not home. What the hell, right? I need to go to the hospital. I was at home. I need to go to the hospital. And she said, okay. So she got the kids in the truck, and I was there crawling my way. Have you ever seen a rat? I guess when you like a poisoned rat. If you ever see one like that, that basically that's how I looked and that's how I felt. Where I was just out of it. And I was crawling. I couldn't really see. So as soon as I go, I get in the truck and we're on our way to the hospital. I end up telling her, like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I was hard headed and I was like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I was afraid of something happening to me or telling me. I was just afraid hearing something like, oh, well, it's this and this, and that's what I was scared of. I was like, man, I don't want to listen to all that. I don't want to hear all that. So that being said, I actually didn't go to the hospital. I toughed it out and I laid down. I kept throwing up. I drank water. And by I think the end of that day, which would be like 8 p.m., somewhere around there, 9 p.m., I felt a little better, but it wasn't much different. Come to find out, I was poisoned by the inmate who made me those egg cheese sandwiches. And it was this whole investigation thing that went on. It sucked what happened to me. But it was my fault for trusting an inmate, let alone anybody. And it was the worst feeling ever, and I felt like I was coming close to death, and it was just it was a scary feeling that I had, and what I was going through was I don't wish that upon nobody. But I got out of there. My mom ended up telling me, hey, why don't you come over here and work with your dad? Your dad don't want you to go back to the prison, right, to work there. And I said, okay, I'm fine with that. My dad's been doing, installing floors for like the past 32 years, something like that, 33 years. And I did it with them. Like, it was on and off. It was something that I didn't like at the time. I didn't like it. I was a kid, I was 17, 16, or 17, 18 years old, way before this, right? So 17, 18, or maybe 16 too. I didn't like it. It was just like, okay, well, I'm getting money. That's all I really cared about, you know what I mean? Making money, and that was it. As long as I had money, I was fine. But I was gonna leave the work like crap, and that's what that was wrong with me. Every summer I would go over there and work with them. But okay, so after the prison, I go over there, and they're like, okay, well, so and so, right? I'm like, okay, I'm fine with working with y'all. And at first it was kind of hard to get back at it, because at the prison, obviously, you're just standing there and make sure the inmates are not killing themselves or about to do something to harm your co-workers or anything like that. So you're walking around, standing there, you're on your feet all day for 12 hours straight, or maybe even more than 12 hours. So it was no hard work, no nothing, right? The only hardest thing was basically picking up my pencil. That was probably the heaviest thing. Yeah, I could have picked it up. But anyway, we came back to Victoria to come work with them. I had to get used to it, right? I had to get used to being on my knees. I had to get used to going back and forth, picking up things, And I started off as a helper, because obviously I came back not knowing anything. All I knew was just standing there, right? So I started off as a helper, and I'm there going back and forth, picking up the trash and doing this and doing it. I'm like, oh man, it's totally different from what I'm used to, right? But I got used to it after like 6-7 months. I started getting used to it. I was slow as heck, man. I was super slow, and then I started getting used to it, right? The reason why I got used to it is because I started liking it, really loving what I was doing for a living. You know what I mean? I said, this is gonna be a career for me, man. And it was just attention to detail that I guess I fell in love with the attention to detail. I looked at something, I said, nah, I don't like the way it looks. You know, my brother or my dad would tell me it looks fine. I'm like, nah, it doesn't look fine to me. I have to take it off and do it, but do it perfect. You know, as a perfectionist. Well, I am a perfectionist, you know, and I get that from my dad. And so that's, you know, like I said, it was just from that time transitioning, you know, 2 years later. Now I'm 2 years, officially 2 years with, you know, working with them. And like I said, I just love my job and I like what I do. And if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be in this situation, you know what I mean? Or I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I just like it a lot, you know. Like I tell you, it's just something that I stay active throughout the day. You know, it's something that you don't stop doing unless you really want to stop doing it. Then I guess go for it, right? But I mean, it's just active all day, and you're just going back and forth, up and down, you know. And if you like it, you're gonna. As soon as you guys start getting used to it, and you start practicing it every day, you start getting faster. And if you really like something, like my dad said, you know, if it's gonna show. If you don't like something, you're just gonna leave it like whatever, right? But if you really like something, you're gonna do what you can to make it look like if you're doing it at your own house. And that's something he's always taught me, is that if you don't like it or if you don't like what you're doing, don't even try it at all, right? But if you love or you like what you're doing, man, give it 110%. You know, give it all you can to make it look like, man, that's good. You know, even if some people may overlook your attention to detail, there are that quite a bit of people, or that 1% or 2% people that look to that, man, it feels really good, you know, for people to say, wow, man, you did this and this and that. You know, the little details are what I pay attention to, right? But that's what my dad taught me. And you know, learned a lot from my dad, and learned a lot from my brother, and I picked it up. And I never said like, oh yeah, I know. Everything they taught me was like, okay, well, you know, teach me what you know, so I can pick it up too. You know what I mean? The tricks of the trade, and there's a whole lot more, you know, that I want to learn. You know what I mean? But even at that, man, this is a job that I don't know, man, I really like. Something that I wouldn't trade for the world, man. It just, I didn't even expect to start liking it, you know, or start loving what I was doing. I didn't expect that, you know, and man, I did, and it is what it is, right? Yeah, just been doing it for a while now, and you know, it shows a lot. So I guess I'll see y'all later. I'm already here at the store. If y'all want to know more about me, just comment below, like this video, and subscribe if you're new. And I got so many other stories, man. If that's what y'all want to hear, let me know, and I'll go ahead and tell y'all everything that I've been through, man. It's a lot. And if you want these videos to be like 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long, or if you want me to cut them down to 10 minutes of video, I mean, I'm down to do that. Whatever y'all want. Peace.